Welcome to our new topic, trigonometry. This is part 1. Okay, very important topic, plus or minus 40 marks in the exam. Watch very carefully and learn it. Trigonometric ratios. The basic trigonometric ratios using the sides of the right angle triangle. We define them and we learn them in the junior class, but even then we just go quickly into the information. The three trigonometric ratios, okay, sine theta, cos theta and tan theta, they are the basic three trigonometric ratios. Now look at the right angle triangle. Let us discuss about the marking of the sides here. Triangle is ABC. Now the side opposite to angle A is small letter A. Side opposite to angle B is marked small letter B, and the side opposite to angle C is small letter C, and it is the hypotenuse of this right angled triangle. Now let us look at the definitions, okay, in connection with the right angled triangle, the basic definitions. There is no question why it is like that. Okay, sine of angle A, we talk about angle A. Opposite side of what? Opposite side of angle A. So you go there, look at the opposite side of angle A. So we get A over hypotenuse, that is the definition. What is the hypotenuse? C. So we write C there. Again, cos of A, the definition of cosine, cos of A, angle A, is adjacent side over hypotenuse. Adjacent side is B, hypotenuse is C. And the third ratio is tan of A. What is the definition? Opposite over adjacent. Opposite is A, adjacent is B. So A over B. Okay. Now let us move on to the other angle, B. Look at that. Sine of B, according to the definition, it will be B, opposite side is B, hypotenuse C. Okay. Again, cos of B, adjacent side, that is A over hypotenuse C. And lastly, tan of B, opposite side, that is B over adjacent, B over A. So good people, that is how we learn. We learned already, okay, in the junior class. Just to revise. Then we learn further the definitions in the Cartesian plane, the trigonometric ratios in the Cartesian plane. What's meant by Cartesian plane? The computer screen or your notebook page is a plane. We can divide the plane surface into 4 quadrants using x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so when you separate the plane surface into 4 quadrants using the x-axis and y-axis, we call it Cartesian plane. Now when we look at this Cartesian plane and the angle, look at the angle theta here. We have opposite side, we have adjacent side, we have hypotenuse here. What is the opposite side here in Cartesian plane? That is y coordinate of the point. Okay, this is the point here. And adjacent side is the x value. So we make use of the x value and y value here. So what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is r. Okay, so x, y and r. Now what is the definition of sine theta? Y over hypotenuse is r. Cos theta, x over, okay, r. And tan theta, opposite over adjacent, that is y over x. Okay, I think you understand that. I just want to give you a quick revision on the values of the trigonometric ratios in the four quadrants. We already know it, but a quick revision. Look at the triangle. Now, the angle is now in the first quadrant. This is the first quadrant, okay? And the ratios, we are going to write the ratios here, and we will see the sign of the, okay, is it positive or negative in the first quadrant? Okay, how do you get it? Okay, let us write the sine of theta. This is the angle theta. What is the ratio? Y over R. R is always positive, okay? But here look at Y, above the Y x-axis. So this part is positive. So we have a positive number there, divided by R is also positive. So we find that sine theta in the first quadrant is going to be a positive answer. What about cos in the first quadrant? X over R, we are talking about the sign. Is it positive or negative? That's all. X is also positive towards the right. So X value is positive. R is always positive. So ultimately we get a positive number as the answer. What about tan? Tan theta is Y over X, which is positive divided by positive. So you see that all the three ratios are positive. That's why we call it all positive in the first quadrant. So all the three ratios are depending on the sign of the X and Y values. Okay, so this is what is happening in the first quadrant. We can move on to the second quadrant now. Look at the second quadrant. We know by now what will be positive. Y is positive, so sine will be positive, but X is negative. So cos will be negative, and tan, what is tan? Y over negative X. So it's going to be negative. Okay, only sine will be positive there. Okay, in the second quadrant. Hope you understand. That's how the sign comes. Okay. Now we move on to the third quadrant. Okay. We have the angle now in the third quadrant. Look at that. Y is negative. X is also negative. So we know that sine will be negative. Cos will be negative. But when it comes to tan theta, look at that. Let me explain it. Y over X, which is going to be, Y is negative, X is also negative, negative divided by negative will get positive. So tan theta in the third quadrant will be positive. Okay, let us move on to the fourth quadrant. Look at this one. Y is negative, so sine is going to be negative. X is positive, so cos is going to be positive. Cos, okay, positive. What about tan? Because Y is negative, Y over X will be negative. So only cos will be positive. That's how we get all the signs in the four quadrant. Then, just to summarize our information about the quadrants and the sign of the three trigonometric ratios, we have a well-known cast diagram in trigonometry. Okay, this will help you always to answer the questions which trigonometric ratio is positive in a specific quadrant. Okay, all sine, tan and cos, we call it cast diagram. Okay, remember this diagram and we will use it for the questions. Now we come to very important part, reduction formulae. Reduction formulae. Let us look at the first quadrant. First quadrant, all functions are positive, we know that. But sine of 90 minus theta, what is that? Sine of 90 minus theta. So for your knowledge, let me explain it a little bit. Here is the triangle, 90 degree here. If this angle is theta, this is going to be 90 minus theta. You understand? So this is X, this is Y. Let us talk about only 90 minus theta. Don't think about the theta now. Okay, let us talk about only 90 minus theta and the values, what happens. Okay, I'm marking it 90 minus theta, and this is theta, here is y, here is x, and this is our r. What is sine of 90 minus theta? Opposite side, here look at this one, that is x. So I'm writing it here for clarity. Sine of 90 minus theta becomes, opposite side is x over r. What is actually x over r in connection with theta? That is our cos theta. Look at that. Okay, we get it. Let us take a cos of 90 minus theta. Cos of 90 minus theta. What is that? Adjacent side is y over r. What is that actually with respect to theta? If you take theta, okay, that is opposite side over hypotenuse, y over r, that is sine. So this is sine theta. Okay. So what we understand, cos of 90 minus theta is the same as sine theta. Sine of 90 minus theta is the same as cos theta. So when you have 90 in the question, remember sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine. Very, very important. Don't forget that. Okay. So that is an explanation how we get these ratios. Okay. We are talking about reduction formula. Look at 90 minus theta. We want to change it. We want to reduce it to a acute angle theta here. Okay. Now, let us move on to the second quadrant. Sine of 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta. 180 minus whatever it be. Even if it is 179, we know that it is in the second quadrant. Okay. So we know that in the second quadrant, sine function is positive. So we have the sine. We put the sine there. And then we get positive sine theta. But cos will be negative, tan will be negative, sine 90 plus theta, where is that? Sine 90, here is 90 degree plus something, it moves to the second quadrant. Okay, but when you have sine, what happens? Look at the sine. Sine is positive in the second quadrant, so it is positive, but because of this 90, we must know that it becomes cos. Cos will become sine. See, cos in the second quadrant is negative. Look at this cos, it is negative. That's why we get negative here. So that is how we get all these reduction formula here. Third quadrant, 180 plus 180 up to this, any angle, any point, 181, it is moving to the third quadrant. What is positive there? Only tan will be positive. The other two are negative, good people. And then we move on to the fourth quadrant. Cosine is positive. Okay, only cos will be positive. The other two are going to be negative. Remember that. So the important thing I want to stress is when you have 90, be careful. Okay, you must be very, very careful. When you see 90, sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine. Okay. Okay. Also, we have to discuss about negative angles. Okay, what is the meaning of that? Negative. Okay, sine of negative theta. What is the negative angle theta? Look at this one. If it is going to the anti-clockwise direction, it is positive theta. But if it is in the clockwise direction, like this is negative theta. So you can imagine in the diagram, you can look at this one. If the angle is here, negative theta, in the fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. Sine and tan will be negative. Look at this. So sine of minus theta will be minus sine theta. Tan of minus theta will be minus tan theta. Look at cos. Cos will be positive cos theta. Okay. So you can just remember that. So these three ratios of negative theta is important. You get a lot of questions on that. So that is the end of part 1 of trigonometry. Wait for more videos on this topic. Okay, hope you understand the concepts. Watch again and again. Also, you must make sure that you prepare very well for the exams.